welcome back to the Trust Your Worth podcast, the podcast that helps you tap in to the power of knowing your worth. My name is Brittany, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Hooray! Last week we talked about what judging says about ourselves. Because when we judge others, it's usually showing us where we are maybe feeling insecure. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, check out last week's episode, season 3, episode 19. Okay, today we are talking about evidence of our worth and how we can actually leave it for ourselves. So let's get into it on this episode. Why is it important to remember your worth? Well, things just go better in your life when you remember that you're worthy, because we act differently when we know our worth. We act more like ourselves when we know our worth. So the thing about worth is that you don't have to work to have worth, but you do have to work to know your worth. So the work we have to do in remembering our worth is practice. As with everything, it takes practice. And today we're going to talk about some of the ways we can remember our worth. But a lot of us, especially if you found my podcast and are trying to trust your worth more, can sometimes be waiting to feel worthy. So are you waiting to feel worthy in order to reach your dreams? Are you waiting to feel worthy to have something change in your life? The thing is, you don't have to wait. We can create the trust in our worth just by acting. So none of this passive stuff. We are going after it. We are going to remember our worth because we're actively seeking to do so. Because our brains are very interesting things, and they're always looking for evidence, especially because it wants you to be safe. It looks for patterns, and I think that's why it's hard for us to deal with change, because we get in this comfort level of safety and whatnot, and anything that deviates from that can be scary to our brains. So it begins to look to evidence of your equalized state. So we get thrown off and things get thrown out of that equalized state, and our brain tries to pull us back to our equalized state. But sometimes our equalized state is not the most ideal state that we could be in, especially if we grew up in a sort of chaotic environment. We seem to be equalized in chaos, and that is not a fun time. I've been there. It's not a fun life. So we can change our equilibrium by practice, by creating new habits. And I know it might be scary at times, but we basically have to retrain our brains to look for the evidence of our worthiness, because there's all this evidence around of people trying to tell you that you're not enough, of maybe you're on social media and that comparison can happen, and your brain is like, oh, we're not as pretty as that person, or we're not as put together as that person. If you are in the habit of looking for the negative things, then your brain is going to continue to look for those negative things. But let's retrain our brain to look for the evidence that you are worthy, that you are of worth, that you do not have to earn your worth. You inherently are enough, exactly as you are. And so what do I mean by evidence? Basically, the evidence of our worth can be found when we prioritize our own well-being. Because most times when we are struggling with worth, it's because we've neglected ourselves, our inner selves, our true selves. We've neglected her, and we've let her go by the wayside, and we're trying to do everything else to please others, to take care of others. Obviously, taking care of others and being inherently kind are great things, but if it comes at the expense of your worth, then it's not a good thing. So it just means we need to prioritize our well-being a little more. And why is prioritizing your well-being important? Because when you prioritize something, most times it means you take care of it. So I want to show you this. This is my friendship bracelet with my bestie, Zion, who has been on this podcast before. But we have matching bracelets, and this is one of my most prized possessions. And because I love it so much, I take care of it. So I make sure to put it in a safe place if I have to take it off. So for like when I play volleyball, I usually just like put it in its place. So in my nightstand, I have a little tray in my drawer where it goes. So if it's not there, it's on my wrist. And if I'm out and about and I need to like take it off, so if I'm like washing dishes, it goes straight into the exact same pocket in my purse, so I know exactly where it is so that I don't lose it, because it's important to me and I really don't want to lose it or have it get damaged because of what it means to me and the reminder it is of my friendship with my best friend. So when we take care of ourselves, it's just a way that we can create the evidence of our worth. Because if we think we are worth, we are going to believe that we are worthy of our own time. We are worthy of our own dreams, of going after them. We are worthy of whatever it is that you want to create or do. You are worthy of it. So I'm going to link the reel that inspired this episode because I thought it was amazing. These are some of the evidences that she created for herself and that you can do for yourself. You can leave. She talks about leaving evidence of your worth in your life. So when you make a nourishing meal for yourself, when you buy yourself flowers and enjoy those flowers, getting the rest you need. So going to bed at an earlier time because you need rest, setting goals and achieving your dreams. Like every time you take a step towards your goals, that is evidence that you are of worth. So for me personally, these are some of the things that I do to remember my worth and to leave evidence for myself of my worth. So one of the biggest ones that has changed for me, especially within the past 3 years as I've started this worth journey, is how much I say no. If you knew me over 3 years ago, I go above and beyond and out of my way at the expense of my own health and needs to make others happy. I used to. And it was not great. And the imbalance that it caused, not only in friendships, but also like within myself, how I lost myself to serving others. So I didn't know who I was unless I was helping someone else. Like I needed to do it in order to like feel alive or validated or complete. I was seeking external validation through people pleasing. So that has stopped. Well, not completely. I'm still learning, so it's still a process, but I'm so proud of myself at the leaps and bounds I have gone in learning how to say no to things. So probably the biggest example is, so Thursday is my only day off and I have plans that day. Most times I have appointments, but when I don't have appointments, it's literally the only time in my week I have to get certain things done vis-a-vis my podcast, like recording it or prepping for it or working on the store, which is up, by the way. If you want to, just a plug for my website, go check it out and check out the store if there's something you like. I am working on new products for it. So like, it's the only time during the week I have. So sometimes like people ask me to do things, like to help out with things. And I am so proud of myself because like that time is important to me. And if I were to say yes to someone else instead of myself in those particular instances, then I would struggle later. Like it would literally put me out. Whereas before I'd just be like, oh yeah, no problem. Let me drop everything. And yeah, I can help out. I've learned to say no, especially because I made plans with myself. I've made a commitment with myself to get that stuff done. So it's important to me. I trust my worth and know my worth, that my time is valuable. And so I need to know when to prioritize others' needs and my needs. I can discern it, and if I have time and I want to help, then obviously, yeah, of course I'll say yes. But if I can't, I say no. And if I still want to help, I will offer another time. But if it's just like, oh, no, sorry, I can't, I already have plans, that's usually what I say, because I do. I've said this before, but a couple of my friends asked me to go ice skating, and I'm done ice skating. I'm past that age. I don't want to do it. it's not fun to me, like being outside and cold and on skates that don't really fit me, and it's a painful experience for me. Just like, no, I don't want to do it. Those are the reasons. So I politely said, oh no, thank you, you guys have fun, but is there something else we can do? And they said salsa dancing, and we finally did go salsa dancing. I kid you not, I don't know if I was cursed. Like, I was trying to get to salsa dancing, and then I like got injured on my knee and then my thumb, and then I was like super sick at the beginning of this year. Like, I was in bed for the first 2 months of this year, like so ill. So I wasn't doing anything. But we finally did it, and I had a great time hanging out with them. So yeah, saying no to things that you don't want to do is evidence that you trust your worth and remember your worth. Okay, one of the other things that I absolutely love now that is evidence I leave for myself is how I speak to myself in my head. I'm so much kinder. I call myself baby girl. As if you're a repeat listener, you hear that a lot, but I mean, like, baby girl, you can do this, or baby girl, it's probably not the best idea by doing this right now. Baby girl, I forgive you for making that mistake. That's okay. Just try again. So I am a lot kinder to myself, and I give myself way more grace than I did in the past. And it's been an awesome time to recognize and remember my worth and know that I'm important and I deserve to be spoken to with kindness, especially even if it's me talking to myself, if that makes sense. Okay, and then one of the amazing ways that I'm leaving evidence for myself that I am worthy is I'm achieving my dreams. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's happening. It's happening. I booked my ticket to New Zealand. It's official. I'm going in January of next year, and I'm going for a month, and I'm just over the moon. I'm so excited. This has been a lifelong dream, and I'm making it happen. And you know what's so cool about it, though, is like it's taking me a lot of work. Like, I have a very strict budget now that I have to stay to if I want to make it there. Like, I mean, obviously I've paid for some things, but there are other things that I want to do, like a helicopter ride and maybe skydiving. We'll see. But I'm taking steps toward my dream, and it's making my life so enjoyable because I have this clear dream that I'm trying to achieve. So like with hiking a mountain, I'm getting out there. My longest walk has been a 2-hour walk. I'm just trying to get that endurance up so I'm ready to hike. And so now I'm trying to add the elevation. So I've started adding in stairs. So even in my house, like, I don't have a Stairmaster here. If I'm just in my house, I literally just like go up and down my stairs like 10 times in a row. So I'm trying to get my heart and my body ready for the 2 hikes that are actually scheduled on the tour that I booked. And oh yeah, I booked the tour. Like, you guys, I'm going. I'm so excited. It's just the biggest evidence that I know and trust my worth is that I'm getting out there and making my dream life happen. And the cool thing is, you can too. So any small step towards your dream is just evidence showing that, like, hey, I love ya. We're doing it. You're worthy. And you're taking care of business. And so I hope you get to achieve your dreams too. I know you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it too. Okay, so your worth work this week is to leave evidence for yourself of your worth. So maybe it's one of the things that in the video, like buying flowers for yourself, like basically something this week that is going to prioritize your personal well-being. So that could be cleaning your room so you like feel like uncluttered in your space and it just helps you unclutter your mind, or going on a walk right after dinner for like 20 minutes. I do that a lot now. It's just like something that helps me digest and feel good. Yeah, anything that is going to help you prioritize you and leave evidence for yourself of your worth. Remember, you're always worthy throughout this whole process. I just hope that you remember it, and I hope that helps you to get towards the dream life you are trying to create. Okay, as always, you can find me at trustyourworth.com. The store is up and running, so if you want to check out some of the products, there's some digital downloads and some t-shirts and sweaters and a couple hats and stickers. So yeah, if you want to support me, check out the store on the website at trustyourworth.com. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Trust Your Worth Podcast, and on YouTube. If no one has told you today, you are so enough. You are so beautiful and so worthy of your dreams. Okay, love you. Have a great day. Until next time. Bye.